let us start this chapter, electricity and circuits. So, what do you mean by electricity? Electricity is a form of energy that can be converted into various forms of energy. It is a form of energy that can be converted into various forms of energy. For example, if you just switch on light, automatically you are getting light. Is it not? So, electricity is converted into light energy here. Is it not? Like that, it is converted into so many forms of energy. Okay. Geyser converts electrical energy into heat energy. Geyser converts electrical energy into heat energy. So, we are going to learn about this electricity in detail. Okay. So, about electricity. Electricity. What do you mean by electricity? A thing that causes the bulb to glow. A thing that causes the bulb to glow is nothing but electricity or electric current. What is that? Electricity or electric current. So, how to measure this electricity? The amount of electric current flowing in a circuit. The amount of electric current flowing in a circuit is measured by ammeter. What is this? Ammeter. Okay. Then, sources of electricity. From where we are getting this electricity? Electricity is obtained from various sources. So, we are getting electricity from various sources. So, what are the different sources? Electricity which we get in our house is generated from power station. We are getting from power station. So, these power stations will be near rivers, waterfalls or highly windy areas. Either river or waterfalls or highly windy areas. Power stations are large scale sources of electricity which fulfill the demand of electricity. They are getting the electricity from water, running water or through wind by windmills and all. Clear? So, they are taking through the power stations. Okay. So, power stations are large scale sources of electricity which fulfill the demand of electricity. Clear, children? Yes. Then, portable sources of electricity. There are some portable sources of electricity also, such as electric cells or batteries are also used in so many things like torches, remotes, toys and watches and all. Yes, children. Now, you can see this electric cell. So, this electric cell is a device which is used as a source of electricity. Okay. So, one side you can see the positive terminal and in the other side you can see negative terminal. Is it not? Okay. So, it has a positive and negative terminal. A small metal cap is there in one side. Okay. And this is positive terminal. The other end has a metal disc. Can you see this? Yes, metal disc, and this is negative terminal. Negative terminal. A combination of this cell, positive and negative, is said to be as electric cell or battery. Yes, children. It is a device which is used as a source of energy. What is that? It is a device which is used as a source of energy. Then it was invented by Alessandro Volta. Who is that? An Italian scientist. An Italian scientist. Then a cell has a positive and negative terminal. Just now we saw, is it not? So a cell has a positive and negative terminal. The small metal cap at one end of the cell is called as positive terminal. Is called as positive terminal. The other end of the cell which has a metal disc. What is that? Which has a metal disc is called as negative terminal. Is the negative terminal. So a combination of cells, that is positive terminal and negative terminal, is called as a battery. Is called as a battery. Clear, children? Yes. Now let us learn further about electric cell. Okay. There are certain chemicals inside a cell that react with each other to produce electric current. What is there inside a cell? They are having certain chemicals. Some chemicals are there inside a cell that react with each other. So the chemicals will react with each other to produce electric current. Clear, children? Yes. When all these chemicals are used up, the cell stops producing electric current. So when it is over, automatically your current will also be over. Okay. Then electric cells are of two types. They are basically two types. What are they? Primary cell and secondary cell. Okay. So first let us learn about primary cell. In a primary cell, the chemical reaction that converts chemical energy into electrical energy, and the change is irreversible. The change is irreversible. What is primary cell? Here basically there is a change which converts chemical into electrical, which converts chemical energy into electrical energy, and the change is irreversible. In a primary cell, the change is irreversible. As a result, primary cells cannot be recharged. Since the change is irreversible, it cannot be recharged, so that they are discarded. They are discarded when they have exhausted. When they have exhausted. Clear, children? Yes. Then primary cells generate relatively small amount of current. They produce small amount of current. So they can only be used to operate some small devices. They are having small amount of current, so that they are using that for operating small devices such as remote controls, wall clocks, and toys and all. Clear? Then now let us learn about secondary cell. So about secondary cell, the chemical reaction that occurs inside the cell is reversible. So here also the change is in between chemical to electrical. Chemical is getting converted to electrical, but still the main difference is here the change is reversible. The change is reversible. Okay. So here the secondary cells, it can be recharged and it can be used repeatedly. Since the change is reversible, here they can recharge it and they can use repeatedly. Clear? Then thus they are also termed as storage cells. How they are said to be? They are also termed as storage cells or accumulators. Okay. Then they are used in various devices. This secondary cells, they are using in various devices like mobile phones, camcorders, laptops, power tools, and motor drives. Then there is another type of cell that uses sunlight. Apart from primary and secondary, they are also having another type of cell that uses sunlight. Their main source of energy is sunlight. Sunlight to generate electric current. What is that? That is solar cells. Okay. So for example, solar calculator, solar cooker, solar water heater, and solar lamps. In all these things they are using solar cell, and they are using the cell to generate electric current. So solar energy is converted to electric current here. Clear, children? Yes. Yes, children. Now let us learn about electric bulb. Okay. So electric bulb, it consists of transparent glass covering. What it has? Transparent glass covering. It encloses a thin coil metal wire known as filament. What is that? It encloses a thin coil metal wire known as filament. Clear? Yes. Then the filament is made up of tungsten. The filament is made up of tungsten. You would have noticed this tungsten in the lamp, is it not? The filament is made up of tungsten that is supported by two thick wires. Two thick wires. Okay. The thick wires are connected to the metal base of the bulb. The wires are connected to the metal base of the bulb. Okay. Then the filament of the bulb becomes hot and glows when electricity flows, and it glows when electricity flows. Thus, a bulb is a device that converts electrical energy into heat and light energy. Here, the changes in between electrical energy is converted to heat and light energy. Okay. Now, let us learn about electric switch. What is that? Electric switch. So, we are going to learn about a simple switch. It consists of two terminals, is it not? A switch has two terminals that are internally connected to a thin metal strip. So, the switch is internally connected to a thin metal strip. Okay. So, this metal strip which is under the switch, it moves, the strip moves with the switch. Metal strip moves with the switch. Clear? Now, we can keep the switch in two positions, that is on or off, is it not? When the switch is in on position, it allows the current to flow through it. When it is on, it allows the current to pass through it, and then that circuit is said to be is known as a closed circuit. What is that? A closed circuit. Then when it is in off position, it does not allow electric current to pass through it, forming an open circuit. So when it does not allow electric current to pass through it, then it is called as an open circuit. Now let us learn about electric torch. Okay, then about that, it is a portable electric lamp. It's basically a portable electric lamp which uses either two or more cells to light a small bulb. So now let us learn about that. Yes children, now you can see the picture here. This is about the cross section of a torch. Okay, so it has some parts that you can see here. A bulb, is it not? A bulb which is lighted, which is shown by lines here, and then a reflector, and then here a slide switch to just make it on or off, and then you can see two electric cells or battery. Is it not? It has two terminals, so positive terminal here and negative terminal on the opposite side, and here also this is positive and this is negative. This negative terminal here, it will be connected to the spring, is it not? Yes. So this torch has basically two things, a wire and spring. What is that? Wire and spring. So here the wire, what it will do, it will connect the bulb, and the switch, whereas here this spring, okay, it will connect the cells, is it not? Cells and the switch. So the cells are placed between terminal of the bulb and the spring. So the positive terminal will point towards the bulb. The positive will point towards the bulb, and the negative, it will point towards here, this side, to the spring. Okay, so now let us learn about that. Electric torch. Okay, it has wire and spring. The wire connects the bulb. As I said now, the wire connects the bulb and the switch, whereas the spring which is on the other side, which will connect the cells, electric cells, and the switch. The cells are placed between a terminal of the bulb and the spring. Where? Between the terminal of the bulb and the spring. The positive terminal of the battery point towards the bulb. The positive terminal will point towards the bulb, and the negative terminal will face the spring. One end of the wire is connected to a terminal of the bulb, and the other end is connected to the switch. Okay, and then the switch controls the link between the wire and the spring. The switch controls the link between the wire and the spring. Okay, now we are going to learn about working of a torch. Okay, so when it is kept in on position, when the switch is kept in on position, the metal strip under the switch touches both the wire and the spring. So when the switch is kept in on position, the metal strip which is under the switch, okay, that metal strip will touch both the wire and the spring. Two things, wire and the spring. And then thus all the parts of the torch are connected in a closed path. So when these things are connected, wire and the spring, and if it is kept in on position, automatically they are in a closed path. Where? They are in a closed path. Okay, so that it will allow electricity to flow through the bulb. It will allow electricity to flow through the bulb. The filament of the bulb gets hot and gives us light. It gives us light. Now about the second position, when it is switched off. Okay, at that position the metal strip loses contact with one of the wires. It loses contact with one of the wire. This forms an open circuit and breaks the flow of current. Now what happens? There will not be a connection between the wire and the spring. So automatically what happens? It forms an open circuit. There will be an open. So electric current cannot pass through that circuit. Okay, thus the bulb does not glow. It does not glow. Yes children, now you can see the picture for circuit diagram of a torch. Okay, so they have shown two pictures. A, that is torch on, and B, that is torch off. Okay, so when it is in on position, when the switch is in on, automatically the metal strip which is under the switch, that metal strip, the wire and the spring, everything will be connected. Everything will be connected. You can see here, this is a picture for cell. This cell, two cells they have kept, where positive terminal is connected to the light here and the negative terminal connected to the spring this side. Is it not? So now everything is in a connected, that is the metal disc, the wire, the light, and then here two cells and spring, everything is connected. It forms a closed circuit. It forms a closed circuit so that electric current will pass. Okay, from the cell, and it makes the light to glow. Then second picture is about torch off. Okay, here you can see the switch which is kept in off position, so that it's moved little further, so there is not connection between the metal disc. Is it not? Here there is a gap. Is it not? Yes. So since there is a gap, this is an open circuit. So that electricity cannot pass through this open circuit. So that it is in off position. Understood? Yes. Yes, children. Now let us learn about electric circuit. Okay. So electric circuit, the electric current needs a closed or complete path to flow. So when the electric current will flow, when it is in a closed path or in a complete path, then only the electricity can flow. Okay. Then this closed path along which electric current flows, this closed path along which electric current flows is called as an electric circuit. What is that? An electric circuit. The electric circuit has various elements such as cell, bulb and switch. Cell, bulb and switch. These elements are connected together. So these three things, cell, bulb and switch will get connected together. The wire connecting two elements, the wire which connects two elements provide the path for the flow of electric current. Just now we saw the picture, is it not? So here the switch, when it is kept in on position, automatically the metal disc which is under the electric switch is connected to the wire, bulb and the spring. Is it not? So if these three things are in connected way or in a closed circuit, automatically electric current will flow through that, closed circuit. Okay. The path for the flow of electric current. I repeat, the wire connecting two elements provide the path for the flow of electric current. If there is no break anywhere in the circuit, if there is no break or gap anywhere in the circuit, then that is called as closed or complete circuit. What is that? Closed or complete circuit. For example, when a torch is switched on, the circuit becomes closed. So when it is switched on position, it forms a closed circuit. So that's why the current flows in the circuit and the torch glows. Can you understand? Yes. So this is about closed or complete circuit. Yes, children. Now about open circuit. Open circuit. When the path of a circuit is not continuous, then the current stops flowing in the circuit. When it is not in a continuous way, then current will stop flowing. Okay, that's what. Such a circuit is called either open or broken circuit. Open or broken circuit. For example, when a torch is switched off, the circuit becomes open. When a torch is switched off, the circuit becomes open. There is no flow of current in the circuit. Since it is open, there is no flow of current in the circuit. Okay, so this is what about open or broken circuit. Next thing is about conductors and insulators. Conductors and insulators. See, substances can be classified basically into two types, two categories, that is conductors and insulators. So first about conductors, a substance that allows electric current to pass through it. When the current is passed through it, that is said to be as, that is called as conductor or good conductor. Conductor or good conductor. The second thing is about insulator. What is that? Insulator. A substance that does not allow electric current to pass through it. When it does not allow electric current to pass through it, then that is called as bad conductor, or else it is also called as insulators. Either bad conductor or insulator of electricity. So now let us learn about the examples. Nylon. Nylon is a bad conductor. It's a bad conductor or else insulator. Then a metal. A metal is an example for good conductor. A metal is an example for good conductor. Most metals such as copper, iron, aluminium are good conductors. What are they? They are good conductors. Most non-metals such as wood, rubber, glass, cotton are bad conductors. What are they? They are bad conductors. The wires used for carrying electricity are made up of conducting materials. They are made up of conducting materials. This allows electricity to be transported from one place to another. I repeat. So here the wires, what they are using for carrying electricity, they are basically made of conducting materials. Conducting means which allow electricity to pass through it. Okay, so that's why they allow electricity to be transported from one place to another. In our houses, wires are enclosed in plastic covering. Wires are enclosed in plastic covering. Plastic is an insulator. Now again the wires are covered by plastic. Why they are using plastic? Because it is an insulator, so that the person who is touching the wire will not be getting any electric shocks and all. Okay, plastic is an insulator. It prevents us from getting electric shock. That's why they have wrapped the wire with plastic materials. Okay. Now let us learn about some safety precautions. What is that? Safety precautions. So when we are handling electricity or electric current, anything if you are touching, what we should do about that? Electricity can be very dangerous. Electricity can be very dangerous. We should take care by following instructions. So there are some steps when we are handling electric gadgets. So let us learn about the safety precautions. Never touch any electrical device with wet hands. With wet hands we should not touch. Then while using electrical devices, always wear rubber-soled footwear. Okay, then as rubber is a bad conductor of electricity, and prevents a large current from passing through it. Why we should wear rubber? As rubber is a bad conductor of electricity and prevents a large current from passing through it. Okay, then never play or try to conduct experiments with electrical connections. We should avoid conducting experiments with electrical connections or wires, switches or sockets at home. Clear, children? So these are some safety measures. Yes, children, now you can see a star here, is it not? The star is glowing. Why? Because it is connected here. It is connected, two wires are coming out, is it not? Yes, this two wires has two terminals, okay, and it is connected to a switchboard and it's glowing. It's connected to a switchboard and it is glowing. Okay, so here, since it is glowing or lighted, there is a closed or complete circuit. What is that? Here, what are the things getting connected? A power source, battery, cell. So this acts as a power source. Okay. Then a light bulb. You can see the bulb which is glowing. Is that not? Color bulb, light bulb, and a switch. Can you see the wire is connected? Okay. So three things are connected: a battery, bulb, and switch, which together are said to be or called as electric circuit, which are connected to each other. So they have this electric cells, as I said, it has two terminals, positive and negative terminals. The terminals will be joined with the help of either sticky tape or rubber band, so that it together forms a unit. Two cells act as a single unit. Okay. Now the wire material, you can see the wire material, yellow colored wire, is it not? The wire material is surrounded by an insulator. It's surrounded by a plastic material said to be as insulator. Clear? So circuit, if it is closed or complete and there is a connection between light, electric bulb and switch, entirely it forms a closed circuit and it will be glowing or lighted. Clear, children? Yes. Now students, for you all one activity. Okay, so what are you going to do? Take one inexpensive torch from the market and open it out. Okay, so open the inexpensive torch, then see if you can find switch, cells and a bulb. First open, then you find switch, cells and the bulb. Okay, then trace a circuit. How the circuit seems to be, whether it is open or closed circuit. Okay, trace a circuit, wires, then put them together. So once you have removed all the things, is it not? Now place the wires together, make it in a closed part. Okay, put them together again and check whether you can make it work again. Just make it on, and whether it is in a complete or closed part, automatically it will glow. Is that not? The bulb will glow. So check whether you can make it work again. Then take a snapshot and then you can forward in your class email ID. So this is your activity. So with this we have come to an end of this chapter. So after watching the video, read the chapter thoroughly so that you can understand well. Thank you all.